Hey treasures, welcome back to my channel. My hair is down. Yes, I never thought I would leave it down for a video, but I decided if I'm gonna look crazy, I was wearing a bun for I've been wearing a bun since I had my hair done, to be honest with you, and it's starting to hurt my head. So I just have to have it down. And if it was having it down and not filming, that's not an option. So here I am. Anyways, I'm gonna stick with the Halloween type of theme. It's not really a Halloween video, but it involves Halloween, and Halloween was what, 5 days ago, so I feel like I'm still in the clear. No? Okay, I think so. So anyways, I'm gonna be telling you guys a story about the time this girl tried to take my man with me in the room. Yeah, I was in the room and this hoe tried it. So you want to learn about the time this girl tried to take my man and I was literally right there, right next to her. Let's continue watching this video. So this happened when I was about, I would say 21, 22. I think I was about 22 years old. And this story involves Alexis and Garett. I will leave their videos down below if you want to get acquainted with them, because I don't want to clog up this video with so much information. I was best friends with Alexis at this time, and I had just started dating Garett. So it was pretty much just okay, I'm kind of mixing my best friend with my current boo at this time. And Alexis and I had gone on double dates because she had just started dating somebody else at the time too. And so we had both met these new guys around the same time, and they knew each other, and so we were living almost the best friend dream, except that they weren't even actually friends in high school. Anyways, so we ended up doing this Halloween party together, and she was gonna be the main host obviously, but I was able to invite people that I wanted, and I was hosting it with her. So that Friday, because it happened to be Halloween was on a Saturday, so that Friday I was done class and I ended up going to her house straight away. I didn't end up going home, and I had all my shit with me. And so I was at her house so we could plan everything and set it up from the night before, obviously, because we were going to be crazy the day of the party, obviously. And so, it was all set in stone, the people that were coming. Some people she didn't get a certain yes from, and some people she did. So we weren't really sure about how many people were going to be at this party. And if you see my blue tongue, it is because I had a Slurpee before I filmed this. I know, I'm a genius. So as the date's going on, whatever, we're getting more and more nervous, but at the same time we're getting excited because we're gonna be there with our new boos and with our friends, and just seeing how everything kind of comes together, if that makes sense. And at this point in time, I would say me and Garett had been dating for I would say honestly probably 2 weeks. And a week before this time, throughout our entire, not our entire relationship, but when we were in our situation, he would be giving me whiplash. He would tell me one thing and then he would change it up the next day, and I think it was just because he was confused. When he met me, he didn't want a relationship, but he knew that I was one of a kind, so he was confused, and it just so happened to be giving me mixed signals pretty much. And so a week prior to this, I was with him, and me and him had just had a talk, and it wasn't a very good one time, and so I didn't really know what to expect, even though it was in the back of my mind. So I was honestly on eggshells throughout this entire situation, because I said, he would tell me one thing and then he would tell me how he feels, but then I would act upon that, which means I would act more like a girlfriend and all these different things, but he didn't want a girlfriend, but he treated me like his girlfriend, and he would tell me how different I was and how special I was and all these different things, but it would just be weird. Anyways, so that talk was in the back of my mind, so I was kind of I was happy he was coming, but I was also okay, I don't really know how to act. Can I act how we act, which is we look like we're in a full-blown relationship type of thing. So I'll start coming to the party, and there are some people that are Alexis's friend that I hadn't met yet, and there's some people that I knew, so I was saying hi to them and all those different things. And I was dressed as a nurse. If I can find a picture, I'll have it up here. If I can't, then sorry. But yeah, so I was a nurse, and I honestly don't remember what she was. I am greeting everybody, and I'm trying to make sure, like, you know, obviously everyone's having a good time, because it's not just her party, it's like my party too. Like, we threw it together. And so I see this girl, and for the sake of this video, we're gonna call her Kat. And so I see this girl, Kat, and I know her. You know, me and Alexis and Kat all went to the same university. Whoa, chill. Went to the same high school together, so like I knew of her. Like, everyone knew of her, you know what I'm saying? But we were not friends at all. But at the same time, like, she's someone that I'm like kind of comfortable with because I knew her from high school. So as opposed to like Alexis hanging out with her friends from like college, like there's someone I can hang out with until like my boo gets here, you know, and my brother and my cousin. So I'm hanging out with Kat, and I'm telling her like, oh, like, what's up with you? Like, how's your life going, pretty much? And she's asking me the same thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like waiting for like my man to come, and like all these different things. And like, yeah, I know he wasn't my man's, but you know, around any other hoe, he was my man. So yeah, we're just talking about that. And then he ends up coming like a little bit later. And at this point in time, my brother was there. So it was unfortunate because me and Garett weren't anything. Like, we were just dating, I guess. But like, I was like, I do not like people meeting my family when I'm not even sure about you. But what could I do? At this party, I just want to like preface this. Everybody at this party knew that this dude was like my man in this room right now, okay? Like, he was my man. Him and I were together, okay? Everybody knew this, and I want to reiterate this. Everybody knew that we were together. I was literally talking to Kat and telling her like, this is my man, like, we're seeing each other, like, whatever, okay? Shall I digress? So, you know, the party's going on, and I don't even want to call it a party. It was more of like a kickback. And so everyone's just like drinking and like has a few drinks, and like we're just like chilling, like having a good time, like whatever. And honestly, me and Alexis weren't really together that much because like she's talking to her friends, and like I'm trying to make sure my brother's having a good time, and I'm trying to make sure my man's having a good time, and I'm trying to make sure my man's friends are having a good time. So at one point, I go to try and like refill people's drinks and like get them whatever they needed, and Garett follows me into the kitchen, and him and I are just having like a little like intimate moment, and kissing and all these different things, and like on the countertop, and like it's so no, okay, I'm gonna stop. But yeah, we're having like this like moment, whatever. And then after, he's like, okay, he's gonna go back to his friends because like we were in the kitchen by ourselves for like a while. Don't get any crazy ideas, like nothing looks too crazy. Anyways, we end up going back, and I'm just gonna continue to get myself like a drink, and like I think I was getting my brother a drink at this time, and I see that Garett is sitting next to Kat. Now, Kat is known for some things in my high school, but again, like, it's been several years. People could change, I know that, but she doesn't look like she's changed. She's not acting like she's changed. Do you get where I'm coming from? Okay. So I see that like she's sitting next to him, and I don't really care. I'm not a jealous person that much. Okay, that's such a lie. At that point in my life, I was a jealous person, but at the same time, I was like, there's no competition like between this, like all of this and that. Like, I'm sorry, but like I was like, there's no competition, like whatever. But don't try me, honey, because I don't take lightly to disrespect, because I just think like it's disrespect, you know? If you know he's mine and you're flirting with him, whatever, that's disrespectful. Even though I feel like you can't compete and you can't with me, no, it's disrespectful. So I was watching that situation closely, but at the same time, like, I was going about my business because, like, I also wanted to see how he would react to that and, like, what he would say, because I want to know how he acts, even though we're not, like, official, like, there's no label, like, how do you act with, like, a female, you know? So, you know, I'm talking to people, whatever, I'm talking to his friends and all these different things and whatever, I'm trying to put on, like, a good impression, and I eventually, like, end up sitting next to my brother, and then my brother goes, we were just, like, trading places, like, every single time someone got up to get a drink, every time someone was playing a different game, like, whatever, and so at one point, whatever, me and Garett end up sitting next to each other, and so I'm talking to him, whatever, and I'd be talking to him, and I would see, like, Kat and like my peripheral like staring at him, and I'm just like, what the hell is she staring at? Like, what is she looking at? I don't understand, like, why is she so like pinpoint like focused on him? Like, I don't get it. And so as I said before, like, I would leave the room And so, I don't know everything that's going on at this party, okay? So, the party starts, like, winding down, and, like, people are starting to, like, leave and whatever. And at this point, it's, like, 2 a.m., like, and so Garett's friends end up leaving, and so he's like, okay, I'm gonna go with them. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine, that's cool. So pretty much at that point, whatever, I legit, like, took off my costume and put on sweatpants, and I'm like, okay, my party is over, like, my party is done, like, I can be out of these, like, fishnet tights. So I ends up, like, he ends up texting me, and the thing was about Garett was, when he was drunk, it just displayed, like, his truer feelings. Like, he was one of those people, like, his utmost, like, fears, like, anything that he, like, felt was, like, what he would tell me. And that's when I'd get confused, because I'm like, alcohol reveals a lot, and it's most likely gonna be the truth, okay? And he would, like, profess, like, his undying love to me pretty much in these texts, and that's, like, a little bit extra, but, like, he really would, like, let me in on, like, how he was feeling about things and, like, how he felt about me, whereas when he was sober, he would try and, like, hide it and be, like, more of, like, the cool guy and, like, not have that many feelings, if that makes any sense. And so, like, every single time he was drunk, like, I would look forward to it because I got to know some insight on how he was feeling. So he was texting me and ends up telling me, like, oh, like, what's up with that cat girl? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, well, like, when I was sitting next to her, like, she was just asking me, like, if I was, like, single and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, like, what's up with that? Like, did you tell her to do that? Like, are you guys friends? And I was like, no, we're not friends. But I did tell her, like, me and you are, like, a thing. So, like, let me in. Like, what did she say? And he's just like, oh, like, it was nothing, like, too bad, but it just seemed like she was, like, flirting with me or whatever. And I'm like, really? Like, that pissed me off because, again, like I said, I know that there's no competition. Like, I know he's not leaving me for you, like, whatever. That's completely out of the question. But now it comes into being a respect thing. And, like, I told you, like, he was mine. And you're crossing a boundary by, like, flirting with him and, like, trying to get his socials in exchange to all that stuff. Like, that's crossing the line. And so I tell him, like, I'm getting heated right now. This is not cool. And he just tells me, like, don't worry. Like, he's like, don't worry, babe. Like, I'm yours. Like, I would never, be with somebody like her. Like, and I don't want anybody else. Like, whatever. It's, like, me and you. And I'm like, I don't really care about that, to be honest with you. Like, that pisses me off because she knew I had expressed to her in the beginning before you even got there, and she knew. And he's like, no, I understand why you're upset, but, like, don't let it be anything. And I was just like, that girl's lucky that she left. That's all I have to say, because I would have called her out 10 times over. Like, I don't even care. It's not even about being jealous. Like, I really don't count it as being jealous. It's literally a respect thing, okay? So I ended up telling Alexis, like, what had happened, and she was just like, are you kidding me? And I told her, I was like, what do you think? Like, do you think I should say anything? And she's like, well, no, because, he told you this. Like, I think you're good and I think you're in the clear. And I was like, honestly, like, if we throw anything else, like, you better invite her because I would like to have some words with her. And she was like, okay. But, it never ended up happening. And I never confronted her about it because at the end of the day, like, he did, in a sense, give me some security. And, I mean, even if he didn't, I knew that he wasn't gonna ever, like, date her or anything. Why I'm bringing this up is, like, I want to have, like, a community chat about this. Do you think, like, would you let it go? I feel like, personally, if she was still in the room with me, I would have been like, I wish he told me, like, then, because I would have been like, are you kidding me? Let's talk about this. And I wouldn't have wanted to fight her because, one, I can't fight for shit, but I don't think fighting over a guy is cool anyways. Like, that's stupid. But I just think, like, it's a respect thing. So, like, would you have talked to her? Would you have messaged her? Let me know. I wish you told me earlier because I definitely would have had, like, some words and been like, what's up? Like, what's the situation right now? Like, want to tell me something? Like, what? But anyways, guys, that's pretty